From the contributors to Inc.com, this is the Inc. Productivity Tip. Expert opinions, valuable insight, and helpful advice from today's top business coaches, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs. 20 seconds. That's roughly how long research suggests it takes for someone to decide whether they trust you, like you, and think you're competent. By the time you've settled into your chair and pulled up your notes, everyone in the room has already made a series of judgments about you, none of which had anything to do with what you plan to say. Humans are social animals, and they've been reading each other for survival purposes long before anyone invented conference rooms or Zoom calls. The cues you send before you speak, your posture, how much space you take up, your expression, even your clothing, shape how every word you eventually say will land. Andrea Wojnicki coaches leaders across industries to communicate with precision and credibility, and one pattern that she notes is that most of them focus almost entirely on what they're going to say. The words, the ideas, the talking points. They rehearse their content and forget that their body arrived at the meeting way before their mouth did. Even a quick posture reset can change how others perceive your energy and confidence. Most leaders have not thought at all about what their physical presence communicates. Understand that the body speaks first. Confident people take up space. Andrea says that this is nearly every workshop that she runs. It always gets a reaction because most professionals have never thought about it consciously, even though they recognize it instinctively. So think about a classroom. When the teacher asks a question and you don't know the answer, you shrink behind your desk, your arms tucked in, eyes down, maybe even saying a little prayer that you will not get called on, right? Well, when you do know the answer, your hand shoots up and you're practically jumping out of your seat. Now, that instinct doesn't vanish after you grow up. It follows you into every boardroom and every client presentation. Expansive body language, sitting tall, shoulders back, open palms, making eye contact, all of it signals confidence before you've contributed a single thought to the discussion. The goal is to be present enough that you look like you belong, but relaxed enough that you look like you've been here before. Next, how you show up matters. Sylvia Ann Hewlett's research on executive presence identifies 3 pillars: gravitas, communication, and appearance. Appearance carries the least weight of the 3, but it is the one people often assess first. Before they've heard your ideas or tested your judgment, they've already registered how you showed up. Her golden rule is worth remembering. Minimize distractions from your skill sets and performance. It's about being purposeful and about dressing for the role you're aiming for rather than the one you are in. If you're a middle manager aspiring to senior leadership, dressing more like senior leadership encourages others to associate you with that group. Then there's the details that pull everything together. Your hair, your hands, your feet. You can have a great outfit on and undermine the whole thing with scuffed shoes or chewed nails. Looking polished signals to others that you see them as worth your time and investment. And then make it about them. Once you do open your mouth, the strongest move you can make is to turn the focus onto the other person as quickly as you can. The best communicators are almost always the best listeners, and that instinct kicks in from the very first seconds of meeting someone. Share enough about yourself that the other person knows how to reference you. Then, hand it over. Ask a question. Show genuine curiosity. The room starts reading you long before you open your mouth, and those early signals shape everything that follows. Walk in taller, show up with intention, and when you finally speak, make it about them. The words you say will carry so much more weight once you do. That's all for today. This expert opinion was written by Andrea Wojnicki. For more expert opinions from today's top business coaches and thought leaders, go to Inc.com. Enjoy your weekend and come back next Tuesday for another helpful tip from Inc.